Callum. Yeah, Yang took a sore one. Thankfully it was on the shin pads and he's alright. But we'll wait till he gets back up to take that throw again.
Yeah, he just takes he just gets one on the foot by Iggerman, and this is it's one of those where it's a clumsy tackle, it's a reckless tackle, it's a nearly yellow card but not quite.
Okay. Plenty of runners.
That pass that we see just there, I think that it's the right pass, but Ida's not that type of player. He doesn't come short and show for feet. He wants that ball into the box with the cross to use his aerial prowess. McCowan, in the Celtic way, he's looking to play feet and for them to get runners off.
John Sitter, good covering work. Wants to get back up quickly. Ida was calling for the quick throw. Ida will leave it. Schlick will gather.
It's funny, right now Rangers would take a point all day long, and Celtic, they're still wanting that winner because the position that they found themselves in at half-time looks pretty desperate, but they're the ones who've had all the momentum in the second half.
Certainly not out of this. They've got themselves back in. It will disappoint Danny Ferguson for the loss of the first goal so early. Yang, Hitati, Schlup, Maida. Rangers continue to be under pressure. Rio Hitati going for the winner. Just wide.
But that patient build-up, Paul, is something that we didn't see from Celtic. Put an extra pass in, Hatate, with the way he hits the ball, you're fully entitled to pull the trigger. He's less than 25 yards out, middle of the goal, and that guy can, he can pick out.
Goal! Absolute stunning goal!
Well, I think I called it about 10 seconds ago. You just knew something was going to pop out. Rangers' attacking threat has been virtually non-existent in the second half. But I said to you about the players, you know what? If you're in Celtic's team, you're happy to play against Dessers because of the very reasons what we've seen in the whole of this game so far. Iggerman has been a whole heap of trouble for Celtic in the cup final at Hampden, in the game at Ibrox in January, and I was very surprised they didn't start with him. And this is what he is. He is that threat in behind, and he gets lucky with his little break of the ball. But what a hit that is! 17 yards out, and you'd love to measure it. This will be about 75 miles an hour into the top bin, giving Schmeichel absolutely no. This guy can hit a ball like George Albert's. That is unsavable. And you know what? Celtic, from a winning position, are suddenly, praying for time added on to give them an opportunity. They will be absolutely gutted.
He is the Iggerman of the moment. What a stunning strike. Celtic 2, Rangers 3. And a moment of sheer magic. Is that enough for Rangers? Well, getting a little bit testy behind the bench. You can understand that Rangers celebrated. And you can understand some of the Celtic fans' reactions as well.
We've got police involved now. We've got stewards involved.
We just don't need it. You can understand the reaction of the Rangers bench. You can understand the reaction of the Celtic fans behind being upset, but got to be grown-ups about this.
Oh, listen, absolutely that. It's a game of football at the end of the day. This game is about bragging rights, and respectfully, this game has no influence on the title, not one bit. But this is, Celtic, because they've bossed this game for so long. There's an expectation and a sense of entitlement. Let's call it as it is. We're the bigger team. We're the big guns. We beat Rangers. That's just the way it is. Well, guess what? Everyone's entitled to come to your patch and bloody your nose. And Rangers, as much as they've given very little in the second half, they always carry that threat, Paul, because of the players. We said this. They have the stronger bench. And that bench has been at no moment that bench is the game changer.
Raska towards Hadji. All of a sudden Rangers can just take their time as they come forward. They don't have to rush.
Well, they should be playing flat back five now. That's what they should be. Flat back five and just sit in and just try and hit down the channel.
Rangers tried to find Hamza Gaman. First ever goal in the Old Firm derby. And what an absolute stunning strike it was.
Oh, it's a hit worthy of winning any game. You can see that they're going five at the back, four across the middle, and even Dessers. I mean, look at that. Dessers is there. You know, they're basically kind of saying to Celtic, you can have the ball. We're going to let you have it wide. One thing I would say is Celtic need to remind themselves they do have Adam Eden now, so they should be thinking about getting crosses in the box, because they didn't have as much of a threat. But now they've got a guy who's 6'3" and is a powerful header of the ball, and I'd be inclined to be saying, get the ball wide, get it in the box.
Five additional minutes, we've had one already. Celtic into the area, and Sahara. The dream first Old Firm game this would be for him. Great hold-up play. Dessers. And there's the difference, he doesn't have to move forward quickly. Raska tings it to Hadji.
Brilliant play by Dessers. I mean, he out-muscles Carter Vickers, which is no easy battle. And I think that, you know, this is where Rangers have got to check their shape and just have the courage to keep the ball, to see the clock out.
The last 10 Rangers managers to come to Celtic Park in their first match as Rangers boss against Celtic have not found victory. Barry Ferguson is 3 minutes and change away. He would be the first Rangers boss since Walter Smith to win his first match at Celtic Park. Roy Poist is the last Rangers manager to win his first Glasgow derby. Bigger man. Allowing Dessers to make the run. Schmeichel taking a chance. Can Celtic find a chance? Well, we had a 3-3 in the League Cup final. It was a 3-3 last season. It's not been an uncommon scoreline. Celtic ticking for gold here to try and find that golden chance. And they're not going to do it with that panhandle of pass.
No, I think, listen, when you're in this position, and Rangers will be counting down every single second, but as I said, you give up the wide areas and you effectively defend your box, and then you run the clock down. And Celtic have put themselves in this position, you know, that I don't think that they just didn't offer enough in the first half. You know, in a game of this magnitude, you can't turn up for 45 minutes. They've been much, much better in the second half, way better. But where were they in the first half? You know, just not in the game at all. And you know, we spoke about the Cherney opportunity. This game should have been done at half-time. It was absolutely, you know, a glaring error and a really poor finish by Cherney that kept the score at 2-0. Credit to Celtic. They played with much more intensity, and I just thought more patience in the final third. And let's be honest, at 2-2, you know, there's only one winner as far as we're concerned. But this is why we love football. This ability for Rangers just to kind of bring game changers from the bench and be able to, you know, have someone like Igaman to come on and offer that threat was deeply impressive.
Schmeichel will have to move quickly. Celtic running out of time. Schlupp. The gap in the league will cut to 13 points. That's almost incidental. It is about bragging rights.
Well, it might prevent the Celtic winning the league before the split, and I say only might because we've spoken about this before. Rangers would have to win their 3 games to stop that happening, and you wouldn't back them to do that because you just don't know what you're going to get from Rangers. But when you see them like this today, this is why the fans get so frustrated, because you know what? There's a team there. You know, they have something. You know, there is a team there.
Hatate, great cross, man down in the middle. Referee not interested. It was Johnson coming in at the back post.
Wow. I mean, you know, we're waiting for the flag to go up. There's not a chance he's offside. The ball in from Hatate is an absolute curler. He's onside, 6 yards out. Alistair Johnson, half volley. I mean, it's a very difficult skill. It's a really difficult skill. But if you keep it down, you score. And you know, we said that there would be one chance to win the game. It came for Rangers and Iggerman. That was basically the game on a plate for Alistair Johnson, and it looks like that's us finito, unless they had something else on.
The Rangers bench can celebrate. Barry Ferguson, his first time in charge of Rangers against Celtic, is a victor. Brendan Rodgers with a handshake, but it's celebrations today for Rangers. They did it the hard way. They led by 2-0. Celtic.
You know, we spoke about Celtic can't be that bad in the second half, and exactly what we thought would happen in terms of, I wouldn't call it an onslaught, but you know, certainly Rangers went into their shell. I thought that the second goal, the equaliser in particular, was horrible defending from Rangers in terms of their shape. You know, proper caught miles out of position, as much as it's a lovely pass and a finish from Hatate. But at that stage, Paul, you and I looking at it thinking, well, we've seen this film before, there's only one winner. But Barry Ferguson was able to bring on legs in Lawrence, in the likes of Hadji, and of course Iggerman, and that finish, I mean, my goodness, if you're going to win a game of any magnitude, but particularly the biggest game in Scottish football, that finish is off the scale. It's an absolute wonder strike, and credit to Rangers, I have to be honest. I think they've shown huge mental fortitude, because at 2-2 you just didn't see any way that they were going to score a goal, never mind, you know, hold Celtic at bay, but they've done it, and I think they deserve huge credit for that.
Rangers fans have been in there since around about 10 o'clock this morning. It's been a long old day for them, but they will end in celebration. Barry Ferguson goes over. A little hug for Neil McCann. And Hamza Iggerman, well, he was the winner. We mentioned that, you know, he could come on and make the difference, and boy, did he make that difference. Rangers thought they'd blown it when he came back.
I mean, you know, talk about a game of two halves. I mean, it was a game that I thought Rangers tactically were on the money in the first 45 minutes, and you know, let's not forget that there were people, you know, criticising the decision by Rangers to bring in the likes of Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, but these are the games where I think that they knew it could make a difference, and you know, their setup today I thought was tactically, you know, really clever and a good strategy, and particularly in the first 45 minutes I thought they were incredibly brave, because very few people come to Celtic and do what Rangers did in the first 45 minutes, and effectively that's where the game was won.
Barry Ferguson pointing the way to his team and saying exactly what Rangers fans wanted to hear, that they'll take all 3 points. Nicholas Raskin with the opening goal. Mo Diamondi made it 2-0 after Vaclav Černý missed a chance. Celtic swung back in the second half. Doesn't mind it with a...
Со стороны полузащитника Краснодара зафиксировано. Но вот здесь плечом в плечо не было, чтобы там не пытался прокричать очевидно, это Мурат Мусаев. Я предположу, что это все-таки он. Плечом в плечо там все-таки не было. Ошибается Осипенко. Неточная передача с назначенного штрафного. Аласигун. Он первый. Перед ним Сутармин. Рядом Емелехин. Аласигун смещается в центр. Аласа. Подача Аласы. Черников. Какой момент, и успевает доработать Мохаммад Мохиби. Нам показывают, по-моему, что удар от ворот. Но это только лишь техническое исполнение Александра Черникова, которое, очевидно, подвело. Да, он поторопился, чтобы не накрыл его Мохиби. Но вот я думаю, что и массивная фигура Осипенко, которая лицом его встречала, и со спины нагонявший Мохиби, все-таки смутили Черникова, который пробил, ну, не лучшим образом, чего уж говорить. Напомню, что предыдущий матч Ростов свой играл в Кубке, играл с «Зенитом». Хоть и проиграл Ростов, но запомнилась, конечно, атмосфера. Очень действительно здорово это все выглядело на кубковом матче. Но и сегодня я вам скажу, что очень даже все прилично, красиво, подготовлено. Ну а Краснодар тоже ведь играл в кубке, и тоже, как и Ростов, проиграл. Только Ростов проиграл первый из полуфинальных матчей на пути РПЛ. А вот Краснодар из кубка вылетел, потому что дома проиграл грозненскому Ахмату. Бернард Бериш, конечно, вернулся, так вернулся. Станислав Акацев. Выбил мяч на Бач. Обратите внимание, да, сколько завязано именно на фигуре правого бровочника Краснодара. Очень много трудится он. Жуау Бачи. Кайо. Аласан. И снова правый фланг в огне у Краснодара в атаке. Петров успевает в этот мяч сыграть. И не просто так, а здесь... Да, могло показаться, что фалят на Кривцове, но фол в другую сторону показывает Павел Кукуян. Именно Кривцов, по мнению арбитра, нарушил правила на Кучаеве. Но это действительно так. Успел Константин оказаться первым на мяче, проткнул мяч, и там уже в такой опоздавшей фазе прислал по ноге сопернику Никит Кривцов. Етимов. Никаких проблем, что с правой, что с левой. Играет нацеленно. Ну а здесь очевидный фол. Фол от Диего Косты. Егор Галенков оказывается на газоне. Ну что, концовка первого тайма. И как бы все так ровненько и без всплесков